Dexter Morgan is on the edge of being caught once again, and this time it's someone he never saw coming. In episode 8 of Dexter, Resurrection, retired Captain Angel Batista is absolutely certain that Dexter is the Bay Harbor Butcher, and he's not giving up the hunt. After placing a tracker on Dexter's vehicle in the previous episode, Angel now knows exactly where our favorite anti-hero serial killer is at all times. But while Dexter continues eliminating members of Leon Prater's serial killer club one by one, a shocking twist reveals that Angel might not be his biggest problem. Dexter has one more target. Angel is holed up in his hotel room, reviewing all the evidence he believes will prove Dexter Morgan is the Bay Harbor Butcher. He knows Dexter's routine inside and out, and he's ready to follow if his old colleague makes any unusual moves. Meanwhile, Dexter is discussing with Harry that Al is the only remaining member of Prater's club who hasn't met his table yet. When Rapunzel is getting ready to head home, Dexter calls Al and casually asks if he wants to grab a drink. He quickly convinces Al to stay for dinner instead. At the same time, Leon Prater is preparing for a gala honoring the New York Police Department and officers injured in the line of duty. Charlie approaches him privately and admits she doesn't feel comfortable around the person they think is Red. She's worried she might have missed something, though she can't pinpoint exactly what. But Prater trusts Red completely, so he brushes off her concerns. The kill room setup. True to his methods, Dexter sets up a kill room for Al at a wig shop fitting for someone who collects ponytails from his female victims. His main concern is getting the large murderer onto his table, especially with his bad shoulder. But Angel should be more worried, because his tracker shows Dexter has been stationary for over an hour. Making things even more suspicious, Detective Wallace is back at her computer, looking up familiar names like Maria Legada and James Stokes. Dexter visits Blessing Kamara's daughter for an acupuncture session. He needs pain relief and a way to drug Al later. During the appointment, she opens up about how her father has been acting like a completely different person since her mother died. The conversation takes a turn when Dexter mentions how difficult it must have been for Blessing to be a child soldier in Sierra Leone. Oops. She had no idea about her father's past, and she's hurt that someone she's known for 2 weeks knows more about her dad than she does. Harrison's problem. Just as Dexter is preparing for his kill, Harrison calls saying he fucked up and needs advice. Father and son meet for dinner near the theater where Al is supposed to be watching Hamilton. Harrison is upset about Vinny, Elsa's landlord he yelled at Vinny, and now the landlord won't fix the apartment at all, potentially leaving Elsa and her son homeless. Dexter reassures Harrison that his feelings are valid and promises he can talk to Vinny and sort things out. Look at Dexter with all these parenting insights. While waiting for Hamilton to end, Dexter looks up Vinny and discovers the man once settled a wrongful death lawsuit where someone died because of his negligence. Our serial killer is interested, but Harry reminds him that Vinny doesn't fit the code. Dexter refocuses on the crowd leaving Hamilton, but Al is nowhere to be found. Turns out, when Dexter calls Rapunzel from the club, Al left early and is already heading back home to Wisconsin. Al tells Red that if Prater's club is still around next year, maybe he'll see him then. Frustrated, Dexter throws his phone out the window. An unexpected confrontation. Dexter returns home empty-handed, only to find Blessing waiting for him. Blessing is furious that the man renting him an apartment told his daughter about his past. He's terrified she'll see him as a monster, saying, "Imagine if Harrison found out you killed someone." Despite Dexter's apologies, Blessing feels betrayed. He wanted to keep his troubled past separate from his home life. Filled with pent-up energy, Dexter storms into Vinny's office and barges right in. The landlord immediately starts raging at him, yelling and demanding that he leave the premises. Harrison showed incredible restraint not killing this guy, Dexter thinks to himself. Hope I can be like my son. Later that night, Dexter approaches Vinny alone on the street, drugs him with a syringe, and throws him in his trunk. As he drives to his perfectly prepared kill room, we get a reminder of how dangerous this situation is with a shot of the tracker still attached to his car door. Angel closes in. When Vinny wakes up strapped to Dexter's kill table, he's terrified. But Dexter's approach shows this victim won't die, he just wants to scare Vinny into compliance. Meanwhile, Angel has tracked down the location and found his old colleague. When Dexter hears the front door, he releases Vinny and escapes. Angel's tracker shows his target is moving again, but instead of following, Angel examines what he calls Dexter's kill table. The entire room is covered in plastic. Shocked by what he discovers, Angel immediately calls Detective Wallace. claiming he has proof the Bay Harbor butcher is still active. Romance and revelations. Harrison asks Gigi out and they go dancing together. But she's feeling down because nerve damage in her arms means she can't fulfill her dream of becoming a detective. It's a crushing blow for someone who had her whole career mapped out. Trying to be helpful and cheer her up, Harrison tells her all about the criminals his father has caught working as a blood spatter analyst. She's completely smitten by his words and stories. They head back to the hotel, where Harrison finds another way to make Gigi feel better, if you know what I mean. His father isn't having such luck. Now suspicious, Dexter pulls over and searches his car for the tracker. After a thorough search, he finally finds it hidden in the passenger door and immediately destroys it. I'm ending this, he thinks. The investigation stalls. Wallace and her colleague Oliver are confused when Angel shows them the kill room. He never actually saw Dexter, and why would the butcher release his victim? Without visual proof or knowing who the alleged victim is, there's nothing they can do. But here's the biggest problem: Angel tracked Dexter without a warrant. Their hands are completely tied legally. When they check Angel's phone and see the tracker is now inactive, the detectives start looking at him like he's lost his mind. Dexter is back at his apartment, hiding and trying not to panic, convinced Angel will show up with police any moment. Harry tells him to calm down. Angel has no real evidence and is working alone. But Dexter knows Angel will never stop hunting him. Back at her office, Wallace continues researching Dokes and Legator before calling Quinn in Miami. Quinn is confused when she asks about the Bay Harbor butcher case status, since it was closed years ago. When Wallace mentions that Captain Angel is pursuing it, Quinn reveals that Angel retired and is no longer captain. Now Wallace is looking at an old photo of Angel from Miami with deep suspicion. The final confrontation. Over dinner, Harrison tells Dexter that Vinny is fixing Elsa's apartment, so everything worked out. When Harrison asks what Dexter said to convince him, he grins and asks, "You scared him, didn't you?" Harrison tells Dexter that, like him, he has a passion for justice. When Harrison asks if he can stay with him permanently, Dexter gets nervous, but not because of Harrison. Leon Prater has just walked into the restaurant. "Red, I didn't know you had a son," he says, as both men exchange knowing looks of fury. Outside, Charlie watches with a smile. It looks like the serial killer club leader may have found Wallace, but for now, he might be out of Dexter's reach. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Dexter, Resurrection Episode 8, make sure to like and subscribe for more.